5 modding mistakes I've made in my Toyota Tacoma. Don't do this. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. That's right, I've got 5 modding mistakes, things that I've done that you shouldn't do. And I kind of wanted to just run through those with you guys so that maybe you don't make the same mistake that I've made. First of all, too many interior decals. You know, a few decals put here or there, you know, little enhancements, little color additions, little splashes of things inside, whether it be colors or whether it would be carbon fiber or any of that kind of stuff. It's pretty cool. But when you litter the entire interior of your truck with too many little decals and stickers and things, it really becomes too much. You know, I did this in my last Tacoma. This was in my 2018. And I noticed after a while, you know, I was looking at the truck and it's like, man, there's just too much stuff in here, you know, too much going on. So just do it tastefully, I guess, if you're going to do it. Don't make the mistake that I made. Add all kinds of stuff in there and then regret it later on. And the other problem with adding a bunch of decals and things is if you go to take them off, the adhesive on the back usually is so strong that you can't get it off. That's another problem. Then you have to try to use solvents and cleaners and maybe even damage the surface underneath that you stuck all that stuff to in the first place. Number 2, wheels. 20-inch wheels. You know, on my last truck, and that was the 2018 Tacoma, I had some 20-inch tires and 20-inch fuel wheels. Now, the truck looked awesome. I think the wheels and tires on that truck look really, really good. But, rookie mistake, as I discovered after having it for a while, you kind of need that tread wall. You know, the more tread wall you get, or you have, the better rides you're going to get, right? And when you put great big giant 20-inch or bigger wheels on there, you reduce that tread wall. In essence, reducing the quality of ride that you're going to have. Also, if you're an off-roader and you don't have any wall, you know, between your wheel and your tire, you're more prone to get those wheels all chewed up because they're going to be scraping against things. You don't have that tire wall to be able to absorb and rub against everything out there. Instead, your wheel's going to be doing it. My suggestion, don't go any bigger than 18-inch. 16 or 17 is probably ideal. Next up, too much of a hurry. Don't be in too much of a hurry. This isn't really a mod itself, but do your research. Cover all your bases, look at all the options out there, and this applies to price, maybe quality, exactly what you're going to put in and how it's going to work and how it's going to mesh with everything else on there, right? I mean, if you have ongoing plans for your truck, you want to make sure that everything that you're doing kind of fits together and it kind of makes sense, you know? The decals are a great example. You know, once you stick all that stuff in there, it needs to be able to match everything else that you're going to do, right? I mean, you don't want to have a red decal here and a green decal there and an orange decal here. You need to have a plan, I guess. Make sure that everything kind of goes together and meshes well so that you don't end up with a mishmash of all kinds of different things on your truck. And that can be true inside and out, right? I mean, if you're going to stick things on the outside, if you're going to go with certain wheel colors and then maybe other colors for other things, you kind of want it to kind of mesh and go together, right? So have a plan. Don't be in a hurry. And the other thing along with that is when you're doing these mods, take your time. An example I have is all of those little push pins and things. You know, if you're going to remove the center console, for example, the tray, if you will, make sure that you do that gently because once you break those little pins, you know, the pins that hold it down, they're broken. You're not going to fix them. Your only recourse is to buy a whole new piece, and that can be rather expensive. You know, that center console piece is probably, I'll bet you it's somewhere between $200 and $400 new. Take your time. Don't break things. Next up, the center console, the custom center console that I have in the Tacoma back here. You know, when I first did it, and it's an awesome product, man. But when I first did it, I cheaped out. I bought the console cover. You know, it was a slip-on cover. It was about, I don't know, maybe half the price or so, maybe even less, than going with just a regular full reupholstery of that cover. So it slipped on, and it's a little more bulky, and it's obviously over the top of your existing console, right? Not that it's a bad fit or anything. Actually, it was a pretty good fit. But still, it's just not the same as having that finished upholstered look on your center console. And if you're trying to customize it, as I've done in mine, go the extra mile. It's not that expensive to begin with, and the finished product is going to be awesome. I know, I've done it. Don't cheap out. That applies to other mods as well. When you're looking at mods, typically you get what you pay for. You know, if you come across something that's a quarter the price of somewhere else, maybe someone that you've heard of, it's probably a quarter the quality. So just make sure that you get things that are quality and are going to fit properly and are going to be long lasting. Last up, and this has been a big one for me because I'm not a big electrical guy, right? Running wires versus what I have right now is a wireless switch in the truck. It's called a Trigger 4. I had to take a look up there to remember the name. But what it is, it's a unit, a wireless unit. It operates via Bluetooth that mounts underneath your hood. You connect power to it one time, you ground it one time, and that's it. Inside the cabin, you have a little switch bank. You can get 4, you can get 6 switches, and they communicate with that unit wirelessly. You hook up any of the electronic bits that you want to put in your truck to that unit. They even give you wiring harnesses to connect up to your aftermarket accessories so that you then can just plug them in to the harnesses on the unit. That beats running wires, popping holes through the firewall, popping holes through that grommet. I mean, every time you do that, you're making that a little bit bigger, and you're just providing more opportunity for water and critters and stuff to get inside your truck. Not to mention, it's a pain in the arse. Who wants to crawl around underneath the footwell? I mean, there's not a lot of room in the footwell anyway in the Tacoma. But when you're laying on your back and you're crawling around under there trying to reach stuff, slicing up your arms, your hands, I've done it many times. This system is just so much easier. Go out, take a look at it, see if it's right for you. But if you're going to be into adding lights and other accessories and stuff to your truck, it's well worth it to go with a wireless solution. It doesn't have to be that one in particular. That's just the best one that I found. It works flawlessly. Never any troubles, and then you can mount that switch wherever you want in your truck. You can even mount it up in the header if you're industrious enough to figure out how to do that. It's just an awesome addition for adding electrical accessories and things to your truck. I love it. So anyway, I just wanted to run through here, give you 5 mistakes that I've made, 5 things that you should consider if you're looking at doing mods and things to your truck. It'll save you money, make your life easier in the end, and will provide even more satisfaction when you're done because it will be done right. Anyway, leave a comment down below. Let me know. Are there any mods or things that you've done that you've cheaped out, or maybe taken a shortcut and wish you had done something else, or maybe even gone with a completely different product? I'd be curious to know. Also, little cheap plug here. If you haven't before and you're interested, check out my other channel. It is RobMotive, all about my Jeep Gladiator up there. Also, don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there. Bye.